beautiful friends, my name is Anna. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you to make my favorite spicy vodka rigatoni. This is such a delicious pasta. It has a nice amount of heat. It's very creamy. It's very delicious. It is very similar to the very infamous Gigi Hadid's spicy pasta. This is kind of like a mix between Gigi's Hadid spicy pasta and Carbone spicy rigatoni pasta that's very famous. I kind of got inspiration from both and I came up with this. So let me run you through the ingredients very quickly so we can go ahead and get started. You're gonna need obviously some salt and pepper, extra virgin olive oil. I really like the taste of extra virgin. Some heavy cream. Here I have some San Marzano tomatoes in with the juice and everything. I'm gonna blend this up in just a second. You're gonna need some shallots, garlic, butter, some very good Parmigiano Reggiano, your vodka, tomato paste. I have a pinch of sugar. This is the kind of like the special ingredient in this sauce. These are some Calabrian chili peppers. They are very spicy, so I only add a tiny bit amount because I don't do very good with spice. I love spice. I like a nice kick. I like a little bit of spice. Little by little, I feel like I've been building my spice tolerance. So you can add as much or as little as you like. Calabrian chili peppers, like I said, they're very spicy. They have this kind of like a sweet undertone, which just complements the pasta beautifully. So, and that's why they use Carbone. They use Calabrian chili peppers. So that's why I incorporated mine. If you cannot find it, or if you don't want to use it, or if you don't want to spend the money in Calabrian chili peppers, which I recommend because that's what makes the pasta amazing, you can use some hot pepper flakes and call it a day. And of course, you're going to use some pasta. Here I'm using rigatoni because this is a spicy vodka rigatoni. So I figured it was called for it, but any kind of like short pasta I really like for this. Another thing I have here, you cannot see it, a big pot of water coming to a boil. That's what takes the longest. So you want to make sure that your water is coming to a boil. Right now, I just have to chop my onion and garlic. So I am going to do that very quickly and I'll be right back for the next step. Now all I'm gonna do is turn on my stove to medium heat. I have a brazier. You can use a large skillet with high sides, and I'm going to add, can't add that yet without adding some extra virgin olive oil, about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to add my shallots. If you don't have shallots, you can add some white onion or some red onion. I just really love shallots, so I usually have it on hand. I'm going to mince my garlic. Garlic, it's done. I'm actually going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. That way they cook a little bit faster. Now I'm just going to cook these until they are translucent and tender. It's going to take about 3 minutes. It's really important that you don't let your onions or your shallots to develop any color. We don't want them to brown. Shallots are looking beautiful. They smell incredible as well. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add the garlic, just mixing that as well. Now it's time to add our chili. Now let that cook just for a second. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my tomato paste. We're gonna let it kind of like caramelize a little bit here in the pan. So it's just going to provide incredible richness and flavor to the sauce. My tomato looks beautiful. I let it cook for about, I believe it's been like 4 minutes. Now we have to add the vodka. I'm gonna let that vodka cook, and you want to let the alcohol evaporate. So I'm just gonna let that cook for another 3 minutes, and then we move on. I also went ahead and blended my tomatoes. If you don't want to blend it, you can crush them by hands, but I really want a very smooth, velvety, creamy sauce, so I don't want to have any chunks of tomatoes or anything in mine, so I just blended it. The vodka has evaporated enough. Obviously the sauce is going to keep
cooking, so the alcohol is going to keep evaporating. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes. This is looking absolutely beautiful already. I do like to add 1 or 2 basil leaves in there, so let me just grab some real quick. I'm just going to pretty much stir it. Sometimes I add the basil, sometimes I don't, but I have a beautiful basil plant. Okay, and I am going to add the sprinkling of sugar now. You want to add about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon depending on your tomatoes. Some tomatoes are a little more acidic than others. Now I'm going to let this tomato sauce reduce a little bit more, and you're going to be like, Anna, there is no way there's going to be enough tomato sauce for 4 people. Well, the thing is, after we add the cream, obviously the sauce is going to grow a little bit more. Then we're going to add some pasta water. That's what's going to help create that beautiful creamy emulsion in the sauce. Obviously it's going to make the sauce grow a little bit more, and you're going to end up with more sauce. So I'm going to let this reduce until it has reduced almost in half. The tomatoes looking wonderful. As you can see, it has reduced. Now it's time to add the heavy cream. So I'm going to add all of my heavy cream, and now we mix just until this becomes a beautiful pink sauce, or it's more of an orangey sauce than pink. But now we're going to let this cook on medium-low heat for about 12 minutes, and that's how long it's going to take to cook my pasta. I'm going to add a generous amount of salt to my pot. Don't be stingy with the salt. You need a lot of salt for your pasta. Now I'm going to add the pasta to your pot. You want to make sure that you stir it so nothing sticks. My sauce is ready. My pasta is done cooking. I drained it. Before I drained the pasta, I did make sure to reserve some pasta water, because we're going to add that right now into our sauce. So we're going to add the butter. I'm going to start blending everything together. Okay. Then we're also going to add the freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano, and now we are going to start adding some of the pasta water because the sauce is quite thick, so we have to thin it out a little bit, and then the water is going to melt the Parmesan cheese. I am going to serve it with some garlic bread and a side salad, so I find that this amount is enough for 4 people. But if you want to serve this amount for 2, for 3, that's completely up to you. There's definitely enough sauce to add more pasta. You just want to add a little bit more pasta water to just thin out the sauce to your liking. I'm going to add a tiny bit more. I only cooked my pasta for 9 minutes because I wanted it a few minutes shy of al dente. That way, because I'm going to let it cook in the sauce just for a minute or so. I'm going to season it with a tiny bit of salt and a good amount of black pepper. Come on, this is just so creamy and perfect. I am going to serve it with some extra parm, some fresh basil on top, and we are in business. So, you see, I eat pretty much this amount of pasta if I'm eating it with something else, so there's still enough in the pot for like 2 more people. You don't have to, but some more basil. I love fresh basil. And here is my pasta. Tell me that doesn't look beautiful. Now, the moment of truth. The pasta is perfectly spicy. Like, you don't feel it at first, but then it starts hitting you and you can feel it in the back of your throat. But like in a good way. Like I said, if you like it even more spicy, just add like a teaspoon more that Calabrian chili pepper. I'm gonna leave in the description box a link to the Calabrian chili pepper that I bought in case you want to buy it. And you can use it for so many different things. You can use it for pasta, for dressings, for dips. You can pretty much go wild with it and put it in everything, just as if you would like a hot sauce or any type of other peppers. So if you eat a lot of spice, you might want to get a little jar and just keep it on hand for whenever you want to make this delicious pasta, whenever you want to make anything else with Calabrian chili pepper. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is, like I said, just a beautiful, beautiful pasta bowl. So now you know, you don't have to go to a restaurant and spend $30 on a plate of pasta, because you can very easily make it at home, equally as delicious, equally as impressive, with pretty simple ingredients. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.